Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another rebuild. Today we are doing the Boston Red Sox in the same way that we've done the Rangers and the Rockies for MLB 19 going into MLB 20. We're just a few days away, so if you guys are excited for that, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, as we're going to break down everything that ever happens in MLB 20 ever. I mean, legitimately everything. Hold on, let me Alright, we are actually rebuilding the Boston Red Sox. So as we go over to the lineups, we can see Mookie Betts is no longer in the lineup. He is replaced by Alex Verdugo. And then the pitching rotation here, essentially the same, but with no David Price. The pen is in a rough spot. But the goal of this video here is to get the Red Sox to win a World Series in 3 years or less. If we don't do that, tough. So we'll go over the Red Sox lineup and roster here quickly as we start year one, I guess. So we got Benintendi in left, Verdugo out there in right, JD as a DH. Bogarts is our shortstop. We got Devers at third, Chavis plays first, Christian Vasquez behind the plate. We have Bradley Jr. Also, they just signed Kevin Pillar maybe a week ago. Interesting move, but that does mean they probably have one too many outfielders, so we might need to move one, and I think it might be Bradley. And then Jose Peraza to play second base. Moreland obviously still on the bench, but Michael Chavis, a higher upside, obviously, with a potential and only being 23, and Mitch Moreland is 33, so a decade older. And then Jonathan Lucroy is on the Red Sox, something I did not know. But you go down to AAA. Honestly, Kevin Plawecki, I've seen in MLB rosters for a long time, and he just doesn't seem like he's really going to pan out ever. So I guess we'll go over some of the prospects, because those are going to be pretty important. You got Tristan Casas. Don't know how to pronounce that name, but he's a B potential player. Jose Peraza, we mentioned. Devers has to be really good. Third base is kind of a disaster underneath him, but it's fine. Bogart's obviously good. Ryan Fitzgerald could have some upside, maybe some trade value if we go look for pitching, which we desperately need. Benintendi is going to develop nicely, as he always does. Bradley Jr. is only 28. I feel like Bradley here is like in his 40s. It just feels like he's been a Red Sox for so long. Pillar is only 30. That is also younger than I thought he would be. Gilberto Jimenez down in single A is 19 with B potential. We got JD Martinez, obviously, who mashes but cannot field. And then Verdugo, who can kind of field but just can't hit, I guess. He's only 22, though, with A potential. I think down the road, this team projects to be really good. There's just not a big farm system for them to dig out of. At least from the fielding perspective, as we'll go through the pitchers. You got Sale, obviously. Eduardo Rodriguez is only 25. Martin Perez, who's terrible and we're going to trade. Hector Velasquez, same kind of deal. And Nathan Eovaldi, who's only 29. You got Mike Sharn down there in AAA. Shaurian, I don't know. Jay Groom is a top prospect for them in AA. A potential, just 20 years old. We'll go look at the pen, which is a disaster. Honestly, starting pitching's not great, but it's better than the bullpen right now. You got Matt Barnes and Ryan Brazier are the two big guys, along with Brandon Workman, I guess, out there in the pen. You also got Trevor Hildenberger. Fun name. Josh Taylor is in AAA, because we got Heath Hembry up. We got Darwinson Hernandez. I don't know. Not a lot of talent here in the bullpen section, and not a lot of talent in the minors either. So pen, definitely something they need to work on. Starting pitching is okay, but something you wouldn't say no to. And there's just not a lot of trade pieces. So this is going to be rough. I guess we're just going to start here at year 1. And we're gonna see what happens. So looking at contracts now, they offloaded Betts and Price, who were 2 ginormous contracts. But looking at it here, Sale is a pretty big contract. JD Martinez mashes, but maybe he's someone we look to move. He's 31 here. For some godforsaken reason, they're paying Mitch Moreland $18 million for a year. I don't know either. Nathan Eovaldi here at 17. At least in game, this is what we have to work with. I'm not sure if the contracts are completely right, to be honest, but this is what we're kind of working with. And we're trying not to add too much, because that's kind of the direction the Red Sox are going in real life. I'm going to try to make a trade for a reliever, and I'll see you guys in a second. Well, we're going to draft Roger Maris, because I feel like if you're named Roger Maris, you better be named Roger Maris for a reason. So we're just going to go highest potential player here. Pretty bad draft class, to be honest. We'll sign anybody who's 80 overall or above, or projects to be that. You're close enough. Year 1 All-Stars for the Boston Red Sox. We got 95 Chris Sale. Did he start at a 95? I don't think so. But he's dominating. 10-4. He, I would imagine, is the only Red Sox, and he is. Garrett Cole here, obviously. JD Martinez makes it out in right field, a 90 overall. The only Red Sox starter and the only Red Sox player. So we got 2. Not terrible, I guess. Alright, if the audio didn't work on the last one, Craig Stammen is now a Red Sox. We traded Kevin Plawecki for him to make room on the roster. We sent down like a 50 overall guy who made it to the majors. Our bench is thin, but we have a DH. Not too worried about it. We're going to keep on going. Right now, at the deadline, I think that's all the moves I want to make year 1. But at the deadline right now, it's not looking too bad. We're a little bit over 500. We're beating both the Rays and the Jays in Baltimore. So that puts us second behind the Yankees, who are destroying. All right, big trade. Aristides Aquino and Mike Moustakas for JD Martinez. Now we're kind of ripping apart kind of the bigger names of Boston, but Boston's already doing that, so I don't feel too torn up about it. But Aquino slots to be our DH, maybe? I'm going to have to mess with it. And Moustakas might be our starting second baseman. I'll have to see, but we're going to accept this trade. And I'll let you guys know what happens in a second. All right, this is how we are looking here with the new found roster additions. Peraza has moved to the bench. Not having a great year, but not terrible. It's Benintendi, Bogarts, Moustakas, batting third. Aquino will hit fourth. Devers slides down to fifth. Chavis, Verdugo, Vasquez, and Bradley. Seems pretty good to me. The rotation stays the same. So I think it's a good move for us. We made the postseason somehow. We got 90 and 72. We finished strong. We won a bunch of games there in September. And we get to play Cleveland here in the wild card round. As we'll take a look at the standings. The starting pitching here was bad. We'll look at the stats. Martin Perez was awful. I was right. 9 and 17, not the best indication for pitchers, but a 6.28 ERA and a 1.63 WHIP just can't happen. Everybody else was okay. Chris Sale was pretty dominant, reaching 200 strikeouts. We'll look at the pen. Brandon Workman was decent for a closer, not locked down, but pretty good. Craig Stammen was amazing at a 2.18 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. Matt Barnes was pretty good in 29 innings. Don't know why he didn't get more. Maybe he got injured during the year. That could make sense. Heath Hembry with a 4.11 ERA, and everybody else was pretty bad, including Darwinism Hernandez here. We'll go look at the lineups. Benintendi had a good year, 21 home runs with a 286 average. Bogarts got 220 RBIs, a really good year for Bogarts. Wow. What was his OPS? That'd be a 923. That's elite. Moustakas slowed down after coming to Boston. Aquino, he looks like he's going to be pretty good on this team. It's an 852 OPS. Really good. Rafael Devers, not great, not terrible. Chavis developed nicely. Verdugo did well. Christian Vasquez was reasonable enough for a catcher. Bradley Jr. was not great offensively, but I'm sure he saved us some defensively. Moreland was pretty good off the bench. Lucroy was okay. Peraza played about half the year. Wasn't great. Same with Pilar. We'll see if we won any awards. Looks like we won one. We won a Gold Glove. Christian Vasquez wins Gold Glove. As a catcher, Mike Trout the MVP in the AL and Josh Bell in the NL with 50 home runs. My God. Mike Trout hit 55 home runs? Jeez. I wonder how the Pirates did. Cy Young is Garrett Cole and Kyle Hendricks in the NL. That's a shocker. I know he started the NL All-Star game. So there you go. Rookies of the Year is Eloy Jimenez, who hit 56. Dude, the juiced ball is real in this simulation. Then we got 32 from Tatis. Pretty good. Mike Fiers wins a Gold Glove. Shout out to Mike Fiers for everything you've ever done in your entire life, including the cinnamon roll beard thing that he's got going. John Lester wins an award somehow. Christian Vasquez, there's our guy. Gold Glove for catcher Jorge Alfaro in the NL. This is not really the point of the simulation, but I guess we'll get into it here.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inside the
We will sim through it, and we lose. 4-3. Chris Sale gets the loss. Tough scene. The Yankees defeat the Reds in the 19, but really 2020 World Series. I don't really care. Farm director decides to retire, our manager and hitting coach, and everything has ended. Oh yeah, we have to move on from Cora. That's tough. Juan Centeno finally retired. Eric Kratz finally retired. Didn't realize he was still playing. But cool. Albert Pujols makes the Hall of Fame. Alright, we offered two coaches. Offered Moreland a small contract for 1 year. He's getting up there in age, so I'm willing to give him 1 or 2. Perez can walk. I don't care. We're going to see what the free agency class looks like as we're starting to get our coaches. And Clint Hurdle is going to the Pirates. That was going to be my new manager. Thought that might be kind of fun. What about Emmett Banks? I know what you're thinking. Dang, that guy. I look at that man and it screams. It screams that he's named Emmett. And you would be right. Alright, I offered a contract or arbitration to everyone I felt like I should. As we're going to go into free agency, it's not the whole class because contracts are weird. We'll go into next year and make some trades. It's kind of like half a class is Ken Tachiki here, man. His incredible mustache game. I mean, that is on point. We kind of got half a class here, no big names, so I might just walk on everyone and sim to the next year. I guess that was technically year 0. but it's fine. It's fine. All right, we're here at the start of year number 2, or I guess 2020 now. And this lineup looks kind of sick, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. Benintendi, Bogarts, Moustakas, Aquino, Devers, Chavis, Verdugo, Vasquez, and of course Pilar bringing up the rear. The bench looks about the same. Suzwei Lin, however you say that name, keeps sneaking into the majors somehow. I'm not sure how to fix that. Jose Peraza is here. And yeah, Lucroy's still holding down backup catcher. Moreland is still here on a 1-year. Essentially the same team as last year, but we're missing a starter somehow. Not sure how, but the pen has improved dramatically. So Workman's an 88 now, looking pretty good with the 99 hits and Ks per 9. Then we got Craig Stamen still here. Matt Barnes is an 88. Marcus Walden is back up and a 70 now, so he's improved a little bit. Heath Hembry is here. He's a high 70s overall. Then we got Trevor Hildenberg, who honestly doesn't look great, but somehow he's an 80. An 80, not an idiot. Maybe an idiot, but an 80. Ryan Brazier is here. Darwinism Hernandez is still here, mostly for the memes. Do you have any stamina? You know what? Congratulations, you're the 5th starter. Yeah, so starting pitching is still a little weak, but it's not bad. I think this team has a shot at making the playoffs again here, year 2. Not a ton I would change on the team, to be honest, as it's kind of developed nicely. I really think for the Red Sox in real life, it's just a matter of developing Devers, Chavis, Verdugo, Bogarts, Benintendi into all-star players. Even Christian Vasquez, I mean, you just develop them, you're good to go, I think. So we're going to go into year 2 here with the new and improved squad. And Mookie Betts is scheduled to be a free agent. That's pretty big, I guess. I mean, if you're a Red Sox fan, I feel like there's a good chance you already knew that. We have made it to the All-Star break. We'll see if there's any Red Sox on the team. Garrett Cole will start the All-Star game. No Red Sox starters. Brandon Workman is here. And that's it. For position players, we've got no starters. Tough year. Christian Vasquez, the Gold Glover, made it. That's it. So Workman and Vasquez, the lone All-Stars. We are only 4 games over 500, which isn't great. The Yankees still dominating. Tampa Bay is having a bounce-back year. I think we can still sneak into the playoffs here. It's going to be rough. Also, the draft happened. Juan Pilario looks good. And Mario Cardenas. Dude, I can't talk. But the rest is pretty bad. The computer drafted all of them. So we're going to keep on trucking, I guess, to the deadline. I need to see what's going wrong. I guess that's the first thing. Verdugo definitely has gone down in overall. I just don't think he's playing very well. 239 average is not great. The rest of the team is not doing great either. Moustakas is terrible, man. What is happening? He's hitting 185 from the 3-hole. Well, we're going to move you down, I guess. And we're going to see if he can figure it out. Not great. Not great. Everybody's just kind of in a slump right now, I think. So we're going to send him to the trade deadline. Our pen's pretty good. I don't know what we really need. Maybe starting pitching could be a thing that we want. Do we even just start Peraza over Moustakas? I don't feel like we do. I don't really think we do.
13 hits in the game.
Dude,
as they
you need to stop. I've been looking for a trade. There just hasn't been one that makes sense for us that I've been able to find. It's tough, but that's kind of just the way it is. The entire team just really isn't doing that well. Like, collectively. They are losing as a team, as that saying goes. Now, Bogarts is doing really well. Benintendi's performing well. Maybe we move somebody else to leadoff and we just cycle everybody down. Moustakas could be a weird leadoff guy, but I guess it could work if he hit more than 181. And we made it to the postseason again. 89 and 73. A wild card spot, I'm pretty sure, and we do. The Dodgers make it to the playoffs as well with Betts and Price. Winner plays the Yankees this time. The Twins make it back. Interesting. We'll take a look at some stats, as I bet you Mike Trout wins MVP again. Dude, you need to stop. This guy's just screaming in my ear. I need to just turn it off, I guess. We finished 20 games back of the Yankees. Not great. Somehow we made the playoffs. Chris Sale dominated again. Eduardo Rodriguez was also really good. Hector Velasquez was not great, but not bad. Nathan Eovaldi was not very good, to be honest, and neither was Darwinism. The pen was okay. Craig Stammen was really good. Only pitched 13 innings for some reason. But a 0.66 ERA is really good. Brandon Workman was incredible. Oh my God. A 1.87 ERA, a 1.13 whip. That's crazy. I mean, that is well below average for him in 53 innings. So, obviously, that's really good. Benintendi had a pretty good year there. 20 home runs, 67 RBIs as a leadoff guy isn't bad with a 284 batting average. We'll see what his on base was. 382. You know what? That's pretty good. Bogarts, 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. Verdugo was okay. Aquino was not very good. Devers progressed some more. He's hitting a little bit better. Chavis also progresses. Moustakas kind of bumped it up the second half of the year, but I mean, it was bad. He needs to have a bounce back year next year for sure. Christian Vasquez was good. Maybe he won a gold glove, maybe not. Pilar is here as well. The bench was fine. We'll go look at awards. I can't imagine we won an MVP. There's just no way. We did win an award, though, and it's Gold Glove for Chavis and Pilar. So we got 3 gold gloves here in 2 years. Trout wins MVP, hitting 53 home runs and hitting 350 with 132 RBIs. I mean, he's juiced. And DeGrom wins it in the National League. A pitcher. There you go. Cy Young is DeGrom and Cole. So New York, Garrett Cole wins it back-to-back. Nick Markakis hit 375. Oh my God. Ty Buttery got 51 saves. How? How? As I guess we will play the Indians here. Well, we're not going to play them. We're going to simulate through the date. Hopefully we win, and we do. So we advance to play the Yankees. We finished 20 games back of them now, but
welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for
I
making
mean, it's
us
baseball. Anything can happen. We'll go one game at a time as we win game 1, 5-1, and we will do that as well. And we lose 2-7. Win game 3 though, so we're 1 away. We lose. We go to a deciding game 5. It's Sale versus Cole in a game for it all. And we win. We're going to the American League Division Series. The Angels are here. How? What did the Angels do? Who's on the Angels team?
Welcome to the show, baseball fans.
How does Andrew Heaney have a 150? Oh, I guess that's just a postseason. I was gonna start freaking out. They have Julio Teheran. What happened? We're 3-0 on the Angels, and we are now 4-0. So we get to go play the Dodgers in the World Series. Now, wow.
Welcome to the show,
that
everyone.
is crazy. So this probably will be the closest we get to winning a World Series in this video. Which is pretty fun. We will go to game 1. We're just going to simulate game by game. We lose game 1. 3-2. Looks like Kershaw outdueled us. maybe. Well,
Hello, baseball fans.
Hildenberger
Thanks for
had
joining
6
us on this
innings.
October morning.
No, that's got to
Here's
be
what's going on around the
postseason.
league as the postseason rolls on.
Let me see a
In the
box
first game
score.
of this year's World
Now we went to
Series,
extras.
the Dodgers
Okay.
got the victory in extra innings
That's
over the
fun.
Red
We got to
Sox,
win
3-2.
game 2, and we do. We have home field now in the World Series. We're going to win game 3. We're going to lose game 4, though. Decisive win for the Dodgers there in game 5. So we're
Hello,
back
baseball
against the
fans.
wall.
Thanks for joining us on
Chris
this
Sale,
October
Walker
morning. Here's
Buehler
what's going on
in
around the
game
league as the
6
postseason rolls on.
to
In game
win
5 of
the World
Los
Series.
Angeles
And we lose. Well, you hate to see that, but you know what? We made it to the World Series on the back of a team that was just did not perform well this year. So I'm curious to see how everyone did. Aquino did well. He had 2 stolen bases somehow. How did we all do? Eduardo Rodriguez might need a raise. Seems like we did pretty well here in the postseason. As far as pitching is concerned, the pitching was amazing. The hitting, Bogarts went off. Aquino went off, finally. Devers did not, but he had 4 home runs. Chavis did really well. I bet you he led an average. Moustakas just can't hit, I guess, now, which is disappointing. We're going to send him to the offseason. Let's see who retired. Chris Davis, due to ability. That seems pretty accurate. Guys, Thad Ward is a real player, which means some actual mother named their kid Thad. And for that, I'm giving you a minor league contract extension. The biggest thing we need in free agency, to me, the glaring hole, is starting pitching. Now, there's not a crazy great starting pitcher, as we could potentially have Mike Fiers, Charlie Morton. On the top side of it, though, I don't love having James Paxton there at 32. I'd rather have a guy like Robbie Ray or maybe even Sonny Gray, which sounds crazy, but I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Jake Odorizzi at like 3 years for $11 million a year wouldn't be too bad. But it's really top heavy. You got 4 guys, and then Jordan Lyles is a step back, and from there it's pretty leveled out. So we're gonna take a swing here at maybe Paxton. We're gonna make him an offer. Nothing crazy, but something competitive. What's Gray getting? 5 for 72. We'll go. How old? We'll go 4 for. We'll go 4 for 66. How's that? Maybe we'll get Paxton. I don't know. I'm interested in Odorizzi. If we could get him at a, what's he doing? 3 for about 10. If we could get Odorizzi for 3 and 12 a year, maybe 12.5. I guess he wants to stay in Minnesota. We'll see. Hopefully we land at least one of those guys, maybe both. I'm going to add more depth to the pen, as we'll go take a look at the pen. Really, we have Matt Barnes is really good. We got Hembree, Hildenberger, Brazier. It's good. I'd like one more arm in it to really put it over the top. But Matt Barnes is a closer I don't hate. We're just going to have to see. And we have another guy in here in the tending contracts somewhere that did pretty well. So we'll figure it out. So we landed Robbie Ray, the starting pitcher. He helps boost the starting pitching a lot, though we are very left-handed heavy, I'm realizing now. Our top 3 being Sale, Rodriguez, and Ray. It's not a bad thing. Then we got Eovaldi, the World Series behemoth, and Darwinism Hernandez. The pen is looking pretty good. Stammen is not great. Marcus Walden is also not great. Everyone else is at least okay. Hector Velasquez we could maybe send down. But Shane Green is a big addition. Daniel Hudson now is a big addition. This team, man, it's looking pretty good right now. I think we're poised for another World Series run, as we have 93 players. I gotta go cut some people. I'll be right back. Fun news: DJ LeMahieu is a Brewer. Workman is a White Sox. James Paxton winds up being a Philly. So not the end of the world, not great, but not too bad. We're going to simulate to opening day, but we're getting offered a trade. That's not worth it. We're going to simulate to opening day. Here is the team for year number 3. It goes Benintendi, Bogarts, Devers, Chavis, Verdugo, Aquino, Moustakas, Vasquez, and Pilar versus righties. Of course, we got Peraza still on the bench. We don't really have a flexible outfielder. Aquino plays DH, so potentially he can play the outfield on a day where Verdugo, potentially Benintendi need a day off. Mitch Moreland, I think, could maybe play outfield. He can, apparently. Not well, but he can, as he's down to a 66. Yikes. Wade Lynn is developing for some reason. Jonathan Lucroy is still here. Fun times. And Jose Peraza sits on the bench. We got to find something to do with Peraza. Maybe we make him a center fielder. Maybe we do. We'll go look at the pitching. Chris Sale, Robbie Ray, Eduardo Rodriguez, the top 3, followed by Eovaldi and Velasquez. Now, Velasquez is technically a starting pitcher. Even though Darwinism Hernandez is a higher overall, he's a reliever, and he's actually got better stamina. He's been a starter last year. He had a 5 ERA. I'm just going to see if Velasquez is better. Can't be a ton worse. Daniel Hudson, Brazier, Hembry, all in the pen, along with Green, Hildenberger. Jesus, he kind of looks a little bit like Aaron Judge, huh? And Matt Barnes, the closer. So, pretty good team, I think. Daniel Hudson's going to be our setup guy. Pretty good team. Is it enough to sneak into the wild card? Guess we'll have to see. Is it enough to win the division? Again, I guess we'll have to see. At the All-Star break, we are 52-40. Kind of made a run there to get above 500 even. Chris Sale is starting the All-Star game, I already see, here in Miami. He's up to a 99 overall, which you love to see. He's 12-3 with a 2.45 ERA. No other starters, which is semi-expected. And no other relievers. And 70 overall, Richard Loveday from the Royals. Probably their lone guy. What a sad franchise. For the position players, no starters. Jake Rogers is here. Travis Shaw is here somehow with the Blue Jays. Shout out to him. Elvis Andrus, Vlad Jr. Benintendi, the lone position player for us. He's doing quite well. Hitting .333 with a .407 average from the leadoff spot with 14 home runs. Really good there at the break. So we're going to keep going. Hopefully this trend continues. I do want to take a look here, see who's playing well, who's not, if we need to make any adjustments. Benintendi's doing really well. Bogarts really is having a down year by his standards. Devers, though, has really stepped up. Chavis doing well. Verdugo's here. Aquino's holding his own. Moustakas, the power numbers are there. The average really is not. Velasquez and then Pilar. But we don't really need Moustakas for power. Or we do need him for power. I don't know what I'm saying. Peraza's playing really well. Okay. Well, let's keep on going. As you can look at the positions here, our center field obviously is lacking. Everything else doing really well. I don't think there's anything we really need to add. As we go look at the standings, we're 9.5 back of the Yankees, which is to be expected. In the wild card, though, we're right there. We're beating the White Sox. We're right on the heels of the Minnesota Twins. The Blue Jays somehow are still here. But we're good. I think we have a really good team to compete as we're just going to keep going. Unfortunately, we did not make the postseason. We finished 88 and 74. We'll take a look at the stats here in year 3, I guess, as we didn't even beat the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays finished with 91 wins. That is surprising. As we'll go take a look at the stats, I guess. Benintendi had a crazy year. Bogarts had really stepped it up that second half. Bogarts was fine. Chavis was fine. Verdugo was okay. Not a great 5-hole hitter, but whatever. Aquino, pretty good for what I'd want out of Aquino. Moustakas, the power numbers are there again. Christian Vasquez, really good numbers there for a catcher. Pilar, not so great. Maybe we should adjust or address center field. Moreland's down to a 61. That's not good. Yeah, so Moreland needs to go away. We're not re-signing Moreland, I don't think. Suze Lin did not great. Lucroy did okay. Peraza played well in limited at-bats. Let's take a look at the pitching. Not great. Sale really had to step back the second half of the year, but he came pretty close to 300 strikeouts. Robbie Ray was bad the first half of the year. Kind of stepped it up that second half. He got to 222 strikeouts. Eduardo Rodriguez, 1 strikeout away from 200. Could not pull off a Mike Minor. Did not do that successfully. Eovaldi had a really good year, though. That's really promising. And then Hector Velasquez was just as bad as Hernandez. So maybe 5 starter. We need a 5th starter. That's something we can look to address. The pen was not very good. Yeah, the pen was not very good. Just judging off ERA. Daniel Hudson was terrible. A 7.8 ERA with 15 innings. What happened? I'm glad you're happy, buddy, but how? Not worth the money, I guess. Matt Barnes was pretty good, though. As we will go take a look at awards. We won awards. Chris Sale won MVP. Gold Gloves for Benintendi and Verdugo. Chris Sale wins Cy Young. How did Chris Sale win MVP? Trevor Story in the National League. National League's been kind of all over the place as far as MVP goes. Chris Sale, I am stunned. I'm shocked. A 3.12 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP. Now that's pretty good. But that's not better than last year. I mean, the strikeouts were up. He had 3 complete game shutouts. A 5.8 WAR. I mean, the strikeouts per 9 were there. He walked more batters. The fielding independent pitching was about the same. Man, Look, I like that Sale won MVP our last year. I don't understand how. Cy Young, also Sale. Steven Strasburg in the NL. Vlad Guerrero Jr. carries the Blue Jays. 316 with 43 home runs. And Cody Bellinger was a beast. Not sure how he didn't win MVP. Then we won, Gold Gloves in the outfield. We got Benintendi and Verdugo. Nothing in center this year. Buxton wins it. No hitting awards to speak of. Interesting year. So we led the league then in saves, strikeouts, win percentage, innings pitched. So the pitching was really good. I guess we'll do one more quick year. We'll sim to the off season. We'll see who wins. That's the playoff picture if you're curious. Houston somehow wins that division. What were the standings like in the West. 89 and 73. Okay. Rangers won a nice amount of games. Oh, and my contract ended. Do we have an offer from the Red Sox? We don't. So that's going to do it then. Didn't get to show off the final team. I guess we'll go to the Mets. Mets have been eliminated from the postseason. Well, they signed me right there in the middle of the postseason, so I'm not sure why they didn't win. And my contract's come to an end with them. Well, we're still going to be with the Mets, I guess. Great. Great. Awesome. Terrific. Red Sox. Moreland retired because of ability. That makes sense. Craig Stammen also retired. I guess I need to turn off GM contracts for this. Robinson Cano finally retires. I am very... How do you change teams? There we go. Alright, I guess this is the look at the final team and a lesson learned to turn off GM contracts for these types of videos. So we got Benintendi, Bogarts, Devers, Chavis plays first, Verdugo there in right, Aquino, that was a surpriser. Moustakas was there, he was pretty good. Kevin Pillar is a 79 somehow. Moreland, of course, retired but was on the team. Lucroy, Peraza, and Zhu Wei Lin. That is what we got for the position players. And then for the hitters, if we can, the position players and hitters are the same thing, Josh. This is going to shock me, but there you go. Chris Sale, Robbie Ray, Eduardo Rodriguez, Nathan Eovaldi, really a strong top four. Really proud of that. And then we just never got a fifth starter between Hector Velasquez and Darwinism Hernandez. Maybe we could have dipped into the minors for one. Hindsight's 2020, I guess. The pen was really good, besides Daniel Hudson being a train wreck. But there you go. Matt Barnes was elite somehow. Shane Green was even better if you just look solely at whip. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And we're going to do a couple more of these before the drop of MLB 20. So if you made it all the way through the video, make sure you comment something to let me know. You'll get a shout out in the next one of these that I do. But, yeah. There we go. I'll catch you guys in the next one.